Good morning and welcome back to the Adventures of Macanthea. Today's video, we're out on our Sunday morning walk before we go and vote in the local elections. Now, I hear you ask, what have local elections got to do with off-grid living? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain the reason why it's important to vote for the right person, and why the mayor in a local community in Spain is actually so important, far more so than in England. So firstly, we don't actually walk every day. I just want to get that clear. We're sort of the opinion, what's the point of wasting time and energy for an hour in the morning when we've got so much to do down the farm? So usually we only walk on days off, or on a day when we've got a lot of running around to do and we're going to be sat in the van for a lot of time. We go and have a quick walk beforehand. So, local elections, slightly unusual subject for an off-grid vlog. Under normal circumstances, I would have absolutely nothing to do with anything political whatsoever. I've got absolutely no time for politics on a EU, national or provincial level. But on a municipal level, it is important. If you live in a small village, all the money we lose in taxes every time we put our hand in our pocket and find the government's grubby little hand there first, our local mayor rakes it back in. If you look at a village compared, say, here in rural Spain, Andalusia, and compare it to a village, say, in the UK, you will see huge differences. We have a population officially on the books of about 340 people, which in reality is only 250. That's a subject for another day. But yeah, it's only a very small village. But when you compare the amenities we've got here compared to, say, a UK village, you know, we've got two bars, a baker, a butcher's. We've got a library with computers in. We've got an indoor and outdoor gym. We've got a swimming pool, tennis courts, football pitch. It's a hell of a lot of amenities there. Also, we've got the cash point in the village. You know, it's a lot here that you wouldn't normally expect to find in a village in the UK with only 250 people in it. Another good advantage of it is unlike when in the UK I'd have to travel 4 miles out of the small town I lived in to a village on the outskirts to actually get in touch even with my local council. All I have to do is walk in the town hall. I normally ask at the reception, can I see the mayor? Before I've even finished my sentence, I normally hear the mayor shouting from Morris, just come through, Mac. You just don't get that sort of service in the UK or other Northern European countries. It's an excellent service. So it is really important that you have the right mayor there, that you get on with that mayor, because for the following reasons. The good thing is the mayor always has your best interests at heart, and the reason for that is where in a national vote, in a national election, a couple of votes may not make a lot of difference either way. It makes a huge difference in a village with a population of 250 people. The mayor will always try and keep almost everybody happy, because one vote can make a difference, and actually has made a difference in the past. So yes, they will do what they can for you. Now, even if you don't particularly need the mayor or need the town hall, hopefully too much when you're living in Spain, even if it's just for them to turn a blind eye to what you're doing, that's a handy thing to have. Unless, of course, you want to pay for permission and get permission from the provisional government every time you mortar 2 concrete blocks together. Most people don't realise it. They seem to think they can do what they like with building and planning here in Spain to a certain degree. You can't. Even if you want to build a small golden wall, technically you should have permission from the provincial government. But the mayor will always turn a blind eye to it if you do these little projects. Otherwise, like I say, you're always going to be putting your hand in your pocket, paid to do these projects before you even start paying for materials or actually somebody to do it if that's what you need. So in reality, in my personal opinion, if you're doing off-gridding correctly, the decisions of European, national and provincial government really should have very little effect on your daily lives, barring them finding their hand in your pocket every time you decide to pay for something. If you're doing off-gridding correct, you should have insulated yourself against big government organisations and big business. I've already mentioned good access to the mayor in your local town hall. But another good thing is I find here, particularly in our village, is we're being constantly informed. Our mayor has a WhatsApp. Like most of us do have WhatsApp, but almost everyone in the village is in a WhatsApp group. So if there's any changes, water can be cut off, electric cut off, the doctor's going to be late, or major events happening or things in the village, we all instantly get informed about this via WhatsApp, which I think is a really good feature and local government working well. So I've been here more or less, we live on the outskirts of the village, just over 18 years. We've seen probably about 3 mayors come and go. A lot of it not without controversy. The first mayor when we arrived here was basically filling his own pockets. It sounds bad, but not unusual for the time. Since then, a lot of the powers have been stripped away from the local mayors and the ayuntamientos. They're no longer allowed to give permission for building projects, etc., purely because of the corruption. And before, with this first mayor, if you wanted to do anything, you basically had to bribe him, whether you had the right to do it or not. So we were quite happy to see the back of him, because he was quite racist as well. Wasn't a big fan of the British, or certainly wasn't a big fan of me anyway. So nice to see the back of him. The next mayor we had actually didn't do a bad job. It's women mayors, and women mayors seem to do a lot better job than the men. She came in and she did quite a good job there. You know, I could go in and talk to her, and she'd be on the phone straight away if there's a problem. But she sort of committed political suicide by having an affair with her uncle behind her auntie's back. Didn't do any favours in the elections afterwards, and she lost, albeit only by a small margin. Another reason I was I did actually vote against her on that time is the time before, a friend of mine who actually runs a bar was going for mayor, and he lost because they cheated on the votes. They made a point that most of the English people were going to vote for him. She made a point that all the English people in the area didn't get their voting papers, which I thought was a bit of a dirty trick. So I thought, yeah, I'll vote against you and try and get you out, which we did actually get her out. So the mayor we've got in now has just done her first 4-year term. She's got in there, she's got to grips with the job. And I think probably for the first 4 years she's done really well. She did have some previous experience in sort of local administration. She was in charge of the TANDA, which is basically the water calendar for all the water rights within the village, and she had to organise that and sort of resolve any disputes, etc. So she did have some experience before in this sort of job, and I think on the whole she's done really well in the past 4 years, and she's improved the village, definite improvements in the village, and I think probably the system runs a lot smoother. So today we've got a choice between 2 people going for mayor. We've got the old mayor from last year, and then we've got another person who's actually runs the other bar, who's actually a friend of ours as well. So we've got the difficult decision of whether are we going to vote for a friend, or are we going to vote for the previous mayor, who to be honest, has been a pretty good friend to us as well. She's when Anthea was ill and they were messing about with her benefits, she did a lot to organise it and kick him up the arse and get things sorted out. So you know, we do feel sort of over her as well. She's done well for us. And to be honest, I have voted for a friend in the past, knowing full well he would be no good for the job. And I don't think it's probably the wisest decision on my part. So we're going to finish our walk. I'll get back home and see if I can find my razor, get a shower, get changed and look half tidy, and we'll go up to the village hall to vote. I'll try and take some discreet footage whilst I'm up there, but obviously I've got to respect people's privacy whilst they're out and about and they're voting, and don't really want to be filming people without their permission. I may also take a bit of time to film some of the amenities we've got around the village, so you can get some sort of idea what we get for our money and the benefits of voting the right person in for mayor, certainly when you live in a small village in Andalusia, Spain. Sorry, just thought I'd finish, but we've just come across this on our walk. We had a bit of a downpour last night, quite a lot of rain in a short space of time. This is a prime example of the sort of damage that can happen in a very short space of time when it actually does finally rain here. Look, this is completely blocked the road here. Obviously come straight down that rambler. Someone's really going to be fed up because we had a load of rain, and when I came along here they were clearing it off the road and into the side, and then a few days later we've had a bit more rain, and they're going to have to come and do the job all over again. Yeah, it's amazing the power of water. Don't ignore me. Don't ignore me. Don't ignore me.
Just a few things I want to put in that Mac missed about our local mayor. She also organises all the fiestas, the summer fiesta, which is a big deal, and then she has activities for all the children in the school, so and the visitors' children that do swimming at the pool and various other options. So she's very much part of the community, and yeah, she does a good job.
Okay, so we're ready to go and vote. I managed to find my razor, or at least my clippers, and look half human before we go. It's a really simple process. We've got our envelopes, that we take. All you do, there's no writing to be done. All you have to do is you take the slip of the party, the candidate you wish to vote for, put the slip in the envelope, and then when you go into the town hall, they'll mark off your name off the electoral roll. You'll have to provide some sort of ID, and then you just slip the envelope in the box. So as you can see, I'll spin you round. The weather's starting to bubble up a bit, so we're going to get down there, get voting, and get back before it starts chucking it down with rain. So we've done our vote. 2 minutes in and out. This is a building we voted in, the Salon de Malteusos at the top of the village. Just out of interest, these buildings here were actually built community housing for the young people of the village, so they can get a good start on the property market. It's subsidised, and I think it also includes loans, mortgages in with the actual deal. So it's another example of what the mayor does, and the importance of having political representation within the village to get all these little perks and get the money off of the provincial government to do all these projects for the young people. So you really need somebody running the show who's on the ball and knows everything they're entitled to and what they can get. Okay, so it's starting to rain a little bit, so we're going to get off home while we still can.